But there's a fair old market out there for retro motorcycles. Things like this. I mean, there's many Triumphs across their range that are retro style bikes. Royal Enfield, and I think the Interceptor is a particularly good looking bike. BSA, of course, they've got their gold star now. But we were talking about this, and Triumph have been at it a little bit longer. So you do tend to see quite a few modern Hinckley and Thai Triumphs. They seem to be the most popular. And fairly closely followed by Enfield. But I've not seen that many BSAs. I've seen at the various bike nights and just travelling around generally, I've seen maybe half a dozen of them or so. But for every one gold star that you see, I've probably seen 10 Triumphs and maybe 6 or 7 Royal Enfields. I don't know whether that's because they don't have a massive spread of dealers, or whether they're just not the kind of bike that the masses are buying. Although, I don't know, you see numerous other bikes of that kind of engine size. So I'm not sure what the crack is on the BSAs. I'd like to actually have a go on one. I've ridden an Enfield, and it was a very nice bike. I mean, it's a bit gutless, but I believe you can get quite a few performance parts for them now. But yeah, I'd like to have a go on a BSA. I mean, when you look at them, it doesn't quite look like the quality's there. I mean, that applies to Royal Enfield as well. I think they're slightly cheaper for a reason. The fit and finish and quality is just not quite on the same level as European and Japanese bikes, and even though Triumphs, well, this one anyway, and a lot of them are made in Thailand, it's a British company, so it'll be the British side of the company that's wielding the big stick and telling them to keep the quality up to par, up to standard. normally you get different types of as regard price range and quality on bikes anyway. And then you do get the cheap and not so nice ones, usually come from the Far East, China really, and you can see they're just not particularly well made with particularly high quality materials, and you can spot it a mile away. Then you step up and you get things like decent bits of kit, but not necessarily using all top of the line fixtures and fittings, and that's like Royal Enfield I think falls into that category. I mean, they're good value for money, but you park one next to a Triumph or pretty much any European bike or Japanese bike, and you can just see just a slight little difference in the quality of the kit that's bolted to it. You know, chrome, paint, mirrors, switches, things like that. But having said that, I did quite like the Royal Enfield. If you could squeeze a bit more power out of it, I could quite happily own one of them. And they're a great looking bike. But the BSA, I'd like to have a go on one of them. I'm not sure I've even got a BSA dealer anywhere near where I live. I'd probably have to travel to see if I can persuade them to let me have a go. I haven't got a Triumph dealer particularly close to where I live either. So it's a good job that I do all my own work on my own bikes. I've always said if I can't fix it, a dealer definitely can't.